Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Boruto anime review. This one is going to be for episode 146, which is called Executing the Prison Break. And, this was a pretty solid episode. I think the main thing with this one was just a few kind of nice little plot threads kind of came together a bit. I think arguably the best part of the episode was seeing Kendama take action and just linking it into his backstory with the previous prison escape attempt, and that ends up being the sort of plan that Boruto and Sarada and so on have to revert to get out this time. And of course this was our sort of big Benga losing complete control of the situation episode, and he summons his ninja hound summon, the sort of I like that they at least explained that it was this is a summoning jutsu that's been passed down to the prison wardens for who knows how long. And it's this ninja hound with two heads that's super powerful and can breathe fire and stuff like that. So that was actually a very kind of cool summoning animal. I think we saw that in the preview for last time, but it was used here as a pretty okay threat of Mitsuki and Boruto didn't know exactly how to handle it. Of course, we still had that usual problem of these Boruto episodes where it's just the characters just for some reason decide to not use any jutsu. Mitsuki used lightning style twice, and then Boruto really didn't do any jutsu, and it was kind of the same with Sarada except punching. So that I think just remains the problem in these sort of situations of I think if they'd in any way tried to fight, they could have taken out the dog, or at least caused it to sort of unsummon itself. And still it was fine. We see the different stages of the plan as it kind of happens, and okay, Sarada has done it, but Benga, because he sort of got the slight advantage over Sarada, he finds out about the plan and so is able to stop it before it's allowed to happen. And the big thing here is, of course, they need a large amount of water to remove the celestial prison jutsu from everyone, and so that's the kind of big tease for most of the episode. So we have, of course, the guy that they're trying to break out nearly being killed, Kokiri at the end nearly being killed as he's trying to break out of the sort of barrier surrounding Hozuki Castle. And this is when Sarada arrives in and, saves the day by realizing that, the big thing about the Kendama's escape attempt was that they were using the high tides during this time of the month, I suppose, to, get the water that they need to get out. And she just uses that, smashes the ground, it fills the area with that, it allows everyone to escape from Benga, it frees Kokiri from the celestial prison jutsu, and they're on the outside. The thing is, though, with this episode is that the last big action from Benga is freeing the sort of second in command of the Mujina bandits, Tsukio, and he frees him, but of course Tsukio immediately betrays Benga, and I don't know if he kills him or just knocks him out immediately, but Tsukio is out to personally kill Kokiri. So that's this is what they've been building to for the entire arc. Next week's going to be the 7th episode of this prison section of the arc, and finally we're going to, I suppose, get into the meat of what is actually going on here, because again, this whole arc is ultimately to set up the idea that they're in here to learn the name, basically, of the leader of the Mujina bandits. So it's sort of notable that they're going to fight the second in command, but, the whole point of this is to set up this arc as it is in the manga, because none of this stuff is in the manga. This is just, set up for an arc that isn't, I suppose, explained that much in the manga. It's fine, but, they're trying to expand it out here, and I think that's fine. But that's what it's about, really. It's just about revealing the identity of the character who is the sort of villain of the Mujina Bandit arc from the manga. Kokiri is fine and all, but ultimately we just want information from him. We just want information from Tsukio, I suppose, as well. Now, I suppose the big setup here is just what is Tsukio's power? It seems to be some sort of black/pink lightning, and the preview for next week's episode got across the idea that it's like somehow enhanced by the moon. I don't know if we've heard of a jutsu like this. I'm not sure if like we're meant to know what it is or if it is something that's completely new. It seems new to me because I was initially thinking, like, does this guy have like, you know, Kakashi's like purple lightning? But no, that's not it. This is just like animated differently and so on. The hand sign he sort of uses to do it is different. So I'm wondering, like, is this going to be like a new sort of Kekkei Genkai or, you know, Kekkei Toda maybe that they're going to reveal here as just a completely new jutsu? I'm not sure, but it should be at least fun. Like, the idea for the setup here is, of course, that it's like Team 7 and Kokiri against this guy. But Kendama is still in action. Like, it was revealed, of course. He has removed his Celestial Prison Jutsu. So we'll see, I suppose, what his skill set is. Because I think he's going to come in. He's going to really be the surprise entrant into this fight. And we'll see what happens. Like, I think next week's episode is going to be the one that sort of transition us from the prison stuff into the actual arc. So I am interested to see if they resolve much around the castle, in that, like, okay, we'll get our information to set up the next stage of the arc, but are they going to resolve Kendama's character arc of, like, is he just going back to prison after this? And the other cellmates as well, like, again, the names are sort of escaping me at this point, but the other guy who, like, his sister, like, had to have the operation and stuff like that from an episode or two ago, like, what about him? Is something going to happen with him? It's so on, because, like, we've had all these episodes to set up these characters and reveal that, like, we can be sympathetic towards them and they have their reasons, but they are still sort of, you know, criminals. They're in here for a reason. So what exactly, you know, are we doing come the end of this arc? Are we going to have time to resolve all of that? Is Kendama going to get out because he helped them, or is he just going to help them and go back into prison? Similarly, I think we focused on the prison enough that, like, we really need a good explanation about what is happening with the warden, because, like, Benga's either going to be revealed to have been killed, or he's going to be, like, fired, or himself put in prison. I think that's the way they'll do it. That's just sort of one of the I suppose, tropes of sort of these sort of, you know, prison story type things, is that, like, of course the corrupt warden ends up being put in the prison with the prisoners he's been, you know, presiding over for this whole time. I think that's the situation we'll find ourselves in, and that he's going to be the one suddenly getting picked on. As for the, like, overall, like, lord of the prison, like, is Mujo going to come back into things, or are we going to find some other way to do things? Because, like, I don't think he's going to be cured from his, like, heart illness or whatever. So, like, unless they reveal that, like, this was something Benga was doing to Mujo or something like that, I'm not really sure what exact direction they're going to take things in. But like I said, you know, this was just a role-playing episode, basically. It played the role it needed to within this arc of being the 6th episode of a, I suppose, 7-8 episode arc. None of the action was particularly amazing. It just was the next stage of the breakout, and now we're set up for the big fight. So hopefully we'll get some good animation for this big fight in the next episode, and we'll get all the resolution that we want before we head into the, I suppose, manga content for the first time in a long time. But yeah, that's been my review for the episode. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were, but that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.